Hello YouTube, it's Ian here with Hobbies Man once again, and today we are doing another Kaiju number 8 chapter review. Sorry for the construction work that you guys can hear in the background, if you guys can even hear it. I don't have any other time to record, and they just started building right now, so there you go. But today we're going to be looking at chapter 56 of Kaiju number 8, which is the latest chapter, and it's also the beginning of the 6th arc of the story, which is really awesome. The 6th arc of the story is officially called Compatible User, or The Compatible User, and it started with this arc, right? So, or with this chapter, sorry. So, yeah, there's no news for this week. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I haven't really been able to keep up with it anyways, but it doesn't seem to be anything important yet. But hopefully we get an announcement for the next volume here soon, and of course the next volume of the English release is about to come out in about a month or so. It comes out early April, so about a month and a half from now, so that's exciting. But yeah, let's get into the review. So let's start with the recap section here. So basically, not that much happened last time. It was like the wind down of the previous arc. Basically, Kafka has been found out. Everyone knows that he has kaijufication, being corroding his body basically and turning it into a kaiju permanently. We saw him in like a lab or like a hospital, like where people were analyzing him, and we see that Hoshina doesn't care. He's like, man, I just need your power. I don't really care about you as an individual. You can die. You can turn into a kaiju. I don't care if you do turn into a kaiju and you go bad. I'm going to kill you. I just need you to help me right now. And Kafka's like, yes, I know. And I need to help you as well. I can't stand by and do nothing. So that they resolve their issue there. And we also get to see that Kikoru is training like crazy. And she's trying to get better and better, and that she kind of had a lull in her kind of training, and she's trying to push past it so that she can be as strong as Hoshina. And then we see the end of that chapter with Hoshina walking up to Kaiju number 10, and that's basically where this starts. So let's look at the review here. I can't remember how many pages the chapter was. I think it was less than 20. It's a pretty standard sized chapter. It's not as long as the one before, but it's not that big of a deal. It opens up with Hoshina. However, he's not with Kaiju number 10 yet. He's actually right, somewhere else. He's kind of standing. It looks like he was kind of training or something. And Okunogi, the doctor lady with the giant glasses, shows up and tells tells Hoshina that the Kaiju has awoken, that Kaiju number 10 is awake. They talk a little bit more, and basically it turns out that number 10 does not want to speak to anyone except Hoshina, and so Hoshina has to go up and talk to it himself. Then we get a little bit of a scene shift where we get to see some lab technicians looking at the number 10 through a glass. They're kind of looking at him. He's in this tank. It's just his head and his spinal cord and his kaiju core just floating in water, which is awesome. Such a cool but very creepy imagery. It's very kind of like classic sci-fi. I don't know. It's very interesting. And they're looking at it, and it still has a 5.7 fortitude level, which is insane. It's only halved, even though it's like only 10% of its body there. So that's kind of crazy. It means it's super powerful. And, Mina is there, and, her and the technician are talking, and they're like, no, he's not going to regenerate. He's not going to heal. He's stuck like this for the rest of his time. We just have to be careful because he's still strong. And that's basically all that they kind of do there. But he's not going to regenerate. And eventually Hoshina arrives, and he walks in and he talks to the Kaiju. He says, are you finally awake? And the Kaiju roars in his face. He kind of does this really intimidating thing, and he kind of turns on his killer intent. And Hoshina just tanks it. He's like, that's not gonna work. And then he asks him what he knows about Kaiju number 9. He shows him a picture, and number 10's like, yeah, I can tell you about him. I mean, he created me. So Kaiju number 9 is basically number 10's dad, but not really. He's more like the Victor Frankenstein to the monster of Frankenstein, in this case the monster being number 10, which is kind of interesting. And before he actually says anything or anything further than that, number 10 has a condition. He wants to fight with Hoshina. However, they kind of have a semantic problem there. Hoshina doesn't want to fight Kaiju number 10, and Kaiju number 10 is like, yeah, I know, that's not what I meant. I want you to use me as a weapon to fight. I want you to fight with me, as in like wear me. And it's very interesting. I think it's super cool. Basically, number 10 just basically wants Hoshina to hand over his body to him. However, that's not really how it works. Hoshina is going to take him over, basically. And it turns out that this is kind of a risky thing. Okanogi is like, no, we can't do this. It's kind of concerning. It's bad, whatever. But before that, number 10 and Hoshina kind of have a heart-to-heart there, where they're kind of talking about how the battle was fun, how the battle was meaningful, and it kept them going. And number 10 is basically this like battle crazy person, and Hoshina really isn't like that. At least he kind of plays it off like he's not. So he says, okay, let me go think about it. He does. He goes away, and then he talks to Okanogi, and like I told you, she says all of the stuff that's risky and crap like that. But he kind of has a little bit of fun with Okanogi, and then there's a lot of reasons why they shouldn't let Kaiju number 10 be a Kaiju weapon donor, but they need him, so Hoshina says yes, and that's kind of the end of the chapter here. So nothing too exciting. There's nothing like battle oriented that's exciting, but a lot of good world building, a lot of good character development. I really liked it. I thought it was really awesome, and I'm very curious as to why they're deciding that it's risky to use a sentient kaiju to create numbers weapons right now, when 3 or 4 chapters ago they wanted to use Kafka as the basis for a numbers weapon. Like, Kafka is the same as number 10, right? I mean, he's a kaiju with a conscience, and Kafka is even more than that, because Kafka is a human, or a kaiju with a human version, right? So I'm curious to see how they kind of deal with that issue, where today, or in this episode or chapter, it's very risky and bad, and in the previous situation it wasn't. And I'm guessing it's because number 10 is a very directly a kaiju character, versus Kafka is mostly a human type character, and so they wouldn't have thought that it was risky, because Kafka is not a violent person necessarily. However, this kaiju is definitely violent, and it does have this kind of ominous vibe to him. So I'm guessing that's why they allowed this, or that's why they allowed it with Kafka but not with this guy. Either way, they have to. And number 9 creating number 10 brings up a lot of interesting kind of questions. So this is where we kind of get into the theory section, and there really is only one. If number 9 created number 10, did number 9 create the kaiju that infected Kafka? And if that's the case, why is he fighting Kafka the way that he is? My kind of answer to this theory here is that he didn't create Kafka. Kafka was created, or the kaiju that infected Kafka was created by a different kaiju that is, at odds with number 9. And that's why number 9 wants Kafka's body, because he wants to learn the secrets that this little kaiju bug had, and he wants to grow more powerful. That's my guess. I'm not too sure. It's very interesting, and I really can't wait to see where this goes. And I'm really loving that slowly but surely this story is becoming larger and more epic, and it's going to really feel like it's going to go on for a long time, and I'm really excited about that. But overall, I'm really liking the story. I really like the chapter, and I'm really excited to see where it goes. What did you guys think about the chapter? Let me know down in the comments. And now that's all I have to say. So thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know what you thought. And thank you guys very much for watching once again. See you guys later.